Hey everybody! So I'm waiting for some of y'all to get here. It is Talk to Me Tuesday, and this is Angie Atkinson. Well, hey there, Nightingale, Nightingale. How are you? I am pretty excited today. We have our university in the hey there, Angela. We have our university in the final stages, just about to launch. It is going to launch on Valentine's Day, so I'm going to be sharing a sneak peek tour in the next couple of days. So you get to kind of just look around and see what we've got in there, and a lot of other good stuff. Hey there, Sean Claude. Hello, Ted Berry. Hello, Mariam. How is everybody? Let's see, who do we have here? I don't know if you can still see me if I do this, but I need to move it back so I can see. Let me see here. Hello, Ashley Hagen. Hello, Bonnie. Okay, let's just get right to it. Ashley says, hello, Angie. Thanks for all the help with my ex-parents who are still with my ex. My parents are still trying to control how I raise my kids. Ooh, to the point of CPS threats. What can I do aside from no contact? Here you go, Ashley. I'm going to be doing an entire video on this. I've got some really great information from one of my survivors who has been through this and has all the details, so I will keep you posted with that. Also, um, for, wait a minute, let me scroll up so I can keep your question in my viewpoint here. Okay. Also, my suggestion to you is make sure your house is clean at all times. Make sure your kids are dressed and fed and all the things you're supposed to do that I'm sure you already do. Just live well. If CPS shows up, let them in and say, as you can see, there's not a problem here. My mother has some problems. I'm sorry that she wasted your time. And that's pretty much how it'll go down. They know people call for revenge sometimes, but depending on what she says is, another issue. But no contact is definitely the way to start with that, Ashley. And explain to your kids, as much as you can, depending on their ages, what's happening within reason, All right, Bonnie, hello. Hello, Ashley Moore. She says your videos help me so much each day having to co-parent with my ex-narcissist. Oh, girl, I feel you. I know it's difficult. I know it is. Daniela Acosta says hello. Hello, hello. Hello again, Ted Berry. Oh, Ted, you got hoovered today. What happened? Tell me all about it. That's not good. Not good. I know you struggle with that, girl. All right, let's see. Nightingale. Nightingale says, Angie, I'm really worried. My ex-boyfriend showed up on Valentine's Day. I don't know what he's up to. Okay, so you're expecting him on Valentine's Day? Is that what you're saying? Or he showed up last year on Valentine's Day? Um, I think that if you're concerned, you're worried that he will show up on Valentine's Day. Okay. Okay, well, if you really don't want to be with him, then my suggestion to you is don't be where he can find you on Valentine's Day, or, don't let him in if he does show up. I would practice what you're going to say to him. I always tell my clients, to practice how they're going to act when they see their narcissist in public or anywhere after having gone no contact, because there's a different way you have to act. And so what I like to tell them is, you come up with a simple line is something like, what, I'm sorry, my life's better without you. I have to move on, or I'm sorry, you're not good for me, or I'm not good for you. Whatever, say whatever you want. Just know what you're going to say ahead of time as you go into it. All right. Paula, hello. Hello, hello. Hello, Divine Zion. How are you? She says, Angie, I look forward to talking to me Tuesdays. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. I always love to see you here. Thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate it. Hey, Leah. Did I get your email? Oh, honey, I'll have to check. I will look for it. Let me write myself a note here. I get so many emails every day that it's hard to know, but I'm going to write myself a note right now to check for Leah. Leah, is it Leah? Yeah, Leah H. email. Okay, I'll look for it. And if you want to pop your Gmail in there, I'll check, if you're comfortable with that. Otherwise, I'll just look for your name. All right. Divine Zion says hello to everyone. Daniela says, hello, Angie. My ex makes threats to take my son, I assume you're saying, if I put him on child support. Is he a narcissist? I mean, I don't know that would make him just a narcissist. That just might make him a jerk. But if he has other qualities, if he's very blatantly not concerned about your feelings and does things that you that a normal person would understand would be incredibly painful without any regard at all for how you feel, I would say that he might be. I would need to hear more about him, Daniela. Hello, Tammy. Tammy says, "Hi, Angie. I've watched your videos and read some books. Now that I'm educated on the subject, why do I allow myself to be hoovered back in?" Yeah, that's a common thing that happens. I think, excuse me, I think part of it is, Tammy, I think part of it happens to be that, there's this part of every one of us that wants it to be real. There's this part of every one of us that wants the narcissist to really be a decent person and to really be the guy or girl that we thought they were when we met them. And it's just, it's that little part of us that takes them back. It's the part of us that's embarrassed to tell anyone we did it. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of silly. All right. Okay, Leah, thank you. I saw that. Thank you. Okay. Leah, my email is angyatkinson@gmail. All right. Sandra. Hello, Sandra. How are you? Oh, yeah, Danielle, I got that, son. I got that. All right, Ashley Hagan. Also, I invited a guy to my house who's a friend for a while. He pretty much tried to guilt me into letting him stay the night, to the point his shirt was off, shoes too, and he was wearing my shorts. Oh, honey, did you get him out? And if, oh, here, wait. She said, I finally told him no. You got to go. Sorry, night. I'm going to bed. Now he won't stop bugging me to come over again. Like, damn, dude, chill. Yeah, you did the right thing. Don't do anything you're not comfortable with, and don't let yourself be put into a position to be forced into letting someone spend the night. You did a good job. Good job on that. Okay, wait a minute. Hello, Kanisha. How are you, hun? She says her mom is a super narcissist. I feel you, girl. All right. Hello, Chidera. Chidera? Did I say that right? Chidera? Chidera? I don't know. I'm trying. I told y'all I'm bad with names. Speaking of which, here's La Belge, Laurent. Okay. Hey, Laurent. How you doing? Says, hi, hope you're doing well. I'm 43 and I would like to change my life after a lot of abuse by several narcissists. Where do I start? Okay. So you start here. You start with deciding that you're going to change your life, and then you decide what you want your life to look like. You stop putting people before you if they're not your children under the age of 18, or, well, I don't know anyone else, because the fact is, even if you're, in an airplane and the airplane's going down, what do they tell you? Put your own oxygen mask on before you take care of someone else, because you have to be able to continue to function. So the first thing that I would do, Laurent, is I would start taking care of yourself again. Start doing things that you love to do, doing things that make you feel good. Start bringing people into your life who are on the vibrational level that you want to be on, on the level of being incredibly, like if you want to be really spiritual, go hang around with some spiritual people. If you want to be like really fit, go hang around with fit people, etc. You feel me? That's where I would start. And I would also start with not dating anyone for a year-ish or more if you need to, because at this point, I'm 41, so I'll just say where I am. I'm not really in a place where I want to have any more kids, and so I feel like if for some reason I became single, I would take my time, and I wouldn't rush into a relationship. That's what I would suggest. Now, if you're in a situation where you're trying to hurry up and have a kid, that might be a different deal. But I that's a horrible thing to say, but it's true, up to a point. So I feel like in the current situation, I feel like you should just start taking care of yourself, doing things you love to do, things that you weren't able to do because you were in relationships with narcissists before. Maybe you love to paint or dance or whatever. Start doing those things. Start doing things that make you feel good, and start loving yourself. That's where I would start. All right, Maryam, hello, hello. She says, my ex-narcissist says there is nothing to talk about. Wait. Says there is nothing to talk. There is nothing. It just hurts. How can he say that I feel how can he just say that I feel miserable as I miss him? What should I do? We work in the same area place too. Oh, that's terrible. So he won't talk to you, and you're hurt because you still have to see him around. Is that what I understand? If that's the case, Miriam, that's going to be very difficult. If you can't change jobs or departments or something so you don't have to see him. Excuse me, guys. I'm just going to take a really quick sip of this tea right here because I am seriously parched today. Okay. Where was I? Okay. Um, so, Miriam, I think that I would try to get transferred into a different area. If you can't do that, I would try to um, consider moving into maybe a different state of mind where you can just try to gray rock him when he's around. So maybe he'll get bored of trying to torture you with his presence, if that's what I understand is happening. Um, Give me some more details, and I'll try to answer better. Okay. Okay. Oh, Nightingale says the screen is stuck. Uh-oh. Is everybody else seeing the screen stuck too? I hope it's not stuck. Okay, let's see. Is it happy? You guys can't see me moving, you just see me sitting here? Hmm. Hold on. Okay. Oh, you're welcome. Okay, wait, let me go back up here. I lost my place. Oh, Tedberry got hoovered. Okay. I I don't know if you guys can see me or not. Oh, you're right, it is stuck. Why is it stuck? Hmm. I don't know why it's stuck. Do you guys want me to hang up and call back? um, I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm not sure. Hmm. Okay. Um, I don't know what's happening with the stream. Okay, somebody, I'm gonna scroll down. Somebody tell me, can you see me? Oh, I'm frozen. Okay. All right, I'm going to try to fix that. 1 second. Let's see. Sorry. Okay, that's not it. I bet you're gonna be able to hear me better now. Let's see. I don't know. Sorry. I'm. Oh, okay. Can you see me now? Okay, I think I fixed it. All right. Can you see me now? Am I moving now? And I'll come back up here and finish my questions. Okay. Um, Donna, can you see me now or no? Okay. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so sorry about that, you guys. Okay. All right, now I'm back. Okay, so I'm going to get back to where I was. Okay, so Angie L says, I think, wait, let me make sure I got everybody else above that. Okay. Angie L says, hi Angie, great videos this week so far, but I've seen videos that say the narcissist tries to select women who reflect their mothers. Is there a reason why? That's a very good question. Um, in my opinion, that's kind of true sometimes. But sometimes, if we're talking about male narcissists, okay, and I think the reason is because the mother either tends to be, I think in cases when they do go after a woman like their mother, they're going after a woman who is someone who is an empath and who will also tolerate their bullshit, pardon me. And their mothers tend to model that behavior to the new woman. Like when when you meet the mother of a narcissist, she will often, teach you how to take care of her son. You feel me? And she can almost be overbearing sometimes, depending on if she's the narcissist or the enabler, the codependent, the empath in the relationship. Does that make sense? All right. All right. Um, okay. And let's see here. Thank you for the compliment on the videos, Angie. Kanisha Brown says, my mom is trying to destroy me and my son is only 1 year old. Oh, I'm so sorry, honey. Do you live with your mom, Kanisha, or do you live in a different area? How is she trying to destroy you? Fill me in. Okay. A little done with it says the screen's not moving. I hope it's moving for you now. Um, Tyler Light, that's a great name, says, hi Angie, I just discovered your channel. Learning the full extent of my narcissistic stepfather. He gaslights. He will get violent when anyone tries to get him off the couch when he's fallen asleep. Is he a drinker? Does he do drugs? Is it just his personality? I would ask you that. And is he abusing you and your mother? What's happening with that? Fill me in. And is it just is it emotional abuse? Is it physical abuse? What would you say? All right. Let's see. Susan Dagnall says yes, screen is stuck. I hope it's fixed now, Susan. Tyler Light says again, this is the same guy that I just mentioned a moment ago. Then when the stepdad is confronted, he will act like it never happened, so that he doesn't remember. Um, I think he's a drinker or a drug addict, maybe, or just a narcissist. They do that. They pretend that something didn't happen when it did. That's called gaslighting. You're right. They will make you think you're crazy. They will try to. They'll act like you're crazy if you tell them something, even if you don't pretend that that you're not taking it back. They'll still somehow make it your fault, like you're the crazy one. Lots of fun, those people. All right. Hey Sue, how you doing, honey? Sue is one of our amazing admins in Span, you guys, and she's amazing. She's actually one of our people who's test driving our site this week too, our new university, before everybody gets to jump in. Okay. Hi Sue, I'm so glad you're here, honey. All right, Divine Zion says, I've outed a few narcissists in my life. I personally all female friends. Been there. I've got no contact with them. However, now I'm in a place where I'm doubting everyone, even my partner. Narc proofing my life. Help. Help. You know what? It's so unfortunate, but it's so common that when we start to recognize one major narcissist in our lives, we also look around and we start to see that we're connected to a lot of people like that. And of course, it's for the same reason, because we, first of all, often times we grew up in situations that sort of groomed us to become supplies, and sometimes we, as empaths, we just naturally attract people who want to take from us because it's our natural instinct to give to them emotionally and otherwise. And so, certainly, yeah, it makes sense that you would. So, what you do when you find yourself there, I hear this more often than you believe, actually. And what you do is you just start to look around and reassess, and you kind of, do a clean sweep real quick and start making room for healthier people, better relationships in your life. And it's not such a bad thing. It can be very freeing. Yep. All right. Okay, and Miriam says, she continues, then after pushing him hard, he gave me a day to meet on March 5th. March 5th. Before that, he refuses to get to me. I don't know what to go. Then I listened to a pastor in which he says when people walk away, let them. Yeah, I agree on that. I would let him walk away hard because, Miriam, you're an attractive woman, and if somebody doesn't want you, I bet you there's like 100 somebodies that probably would love the chance to date you. So get yourself healed up and get healthy so you can move forward and feel better, honey. It'll help, and you'll realize that there's nothing wrong with you. It was him all along. Feel me? All right. Susan Bruce, hello, love, hello. Asking for prayers and support for a big test on Thursday. You've got it, Sue. You've got it. In my heart, honey. All right. Tyler Light says, please can you help me? He's made me believe I'm the insane one. How do I recover? He has these periods of kindness, act like he's changed. What can I do to begin recovering? Taylor, are you still living in the house? How old are you? These are the questions I would start with. If you're still living in the house, have you tried to talk to your mom about it? If your mom is not receptive, then if you're being physically abused, that's a real problem. If you're being emotionally abused, it's also a real problem. But in that case, you might have to learn to to deal with it, I would suggest the gray rock practice, depending on how old you are and whether you live at home still. I need more information, Tyler. Um, okay, Ashley says, yesterday I was unblocked and messaged after 6 months successfully, I assume of no contact, if I wanted to be a part of polygamy with these women I was cheated on with. Oh, honey, what kind of sick time? Listen, Ashley, don't do it. He just wants to make it okay. He wants to legally hook his little harem up, and unless you're the sort of person who would be a polygamist anyway, then don't do this. If you're the sort of person that would share your man, well, I can't judge you. But if you're the sort of person who this isn't for, who makes, if it makes your stomach hurt to think about something like that, I think that you obviously already know the answer. What kind of tactic is this? This is a narcissist thinking that people are objects and that they don't have feelings and that they don't care. I would say this one might even be a little closer to sociopathic because that's just. I'm not saying you have to be a sociopath to want your own harem, but to ask a woman that I'm guessing he would know you well enough to know that that's not something you would do. Um, yeah, I don't know what to say about that. I think he's obviously a narcissist, and I think I'm getting the impression from the way you wrote that you're not even thinking about it, and I hope you're not, unless it's something that you really want, which I don't think it is, but I could be wrong. Okay, but I don't think so. All right, Chidera. Oh, hey, Cherdera. Cherdera? She said I said it right. Now watch it mispronounce it. Cherdera? Cherdera? I'm sorry. I wish I could. Oh, she says, I divorced my narcissist 7 years ago. Congratulations. I have two adult daughters who have gradually stopped talking to me. Oh, I've tried to reconnect, but they treat me like their father. How do I protect myself now? Oh, honey, I'm really sorry about this. I think the only thing that you can do is, you know, send them a card every year on their birthday, send them a Christmas card, and keep saying I love you, and don't respond to the negativity, and just be yourself, and love them the only way that you can, and then let it go. If they can't accept your love, if they won't give you, I would make it a tradition. I would reach out to them every year, around the holidays and on their birthdays, and that's it. And if they don't ever respond to you or give you any inclination that they're coming back into your life, well, you're doing all you can, and I know that sucks. The best thing that you can do. How old adult? What are we talking about? Like 20-year-old adults or like 40-year-old adults? And how long has it been? Give me a little bit more information. Um, you don't have to take abuse from your own children. I see this more and more where mothers are being abused by their own children, adult children, and teens. Who are trying to take over the mother's lives, and some of them even live under the mother's roofs at the mother's expenses, and not okay. So I would not let them live in your house. I would not give them anything until they want to be in your life in a respectful and daughterly way. I don't know if that helps at all. All right. She says, thank you. You're an angel. Oh, thank you so much. And I forgot how to say that name. But Laurent, right? Laurent? Okay. Thank you, Laurent. All right. Belia Tay says, yes, it's stuck. Is it still stuck now or is it back? Oh, see, this is what happens. I get so far behind because there's a delay. All right. I'm reading through all the stuck. Okay. Angela C said, Susan said I was just sitting there. I'm sorry. Angela C says, how do I get over the pain or guilt of a divorce? I didn't want it, even with all the severe narcissistic abuse. I wanted us to be okay. I believe in marriage and kept taking him back. I feel so sad. I understand that feeling. I remember when I left my ex-husband, and even though I was the one who left, I was devastated because I knew I didn't really have a choice. It was either that or risk some bad stuff happening. But I left, and I felt disappointed and sad and angry and hurt because I had planned on being married forever and never doing it again. Obviously, that didn't work out that well for me, but I did get married again, and I'm happy now, and that's important. So I understand how you feel sad, but I don't want you to. I want you to try to see this from a different perspective. Just I know it's hard. Just go with me on this, okay? So, you would have never left, right? Well, when I was working in the corporate world, there was a time during which I would have never left. I would have stayed. I wanted to leave. I wanted to start my career that would have brought me eventually right here with you guys. But I started. I was afraid to leave because I had good insurance and I got a good decent enough paycheck and it was 40 hours a week, no doubt, more money. And if I started my own business, it was unsure, there was uncertain, I didn't know what was going to happen. Well, I got fired. Even though there was no logical reason, I got fired. I even at the time I tried to, kind of be like, "What do you mean I'm fired? I didn't do anything wrong." And they were like, "Oh, blah blah paperwork." And I said, "Really, show it to me." Well, of course they couldn't, but I kind of believe that was the universe being like, "Okay, it's time, get out." And to me now, I think that's the best thing that ever happened to me. So maybe if you could look at this horrible situation as being just what you needed to happen in order to be able to move forward, and maybe you're still going to meet the love of your life, or maybe you're still going to meet, yourself, and you're going to be happy. I know that it's hard to go away from what's familiar, but sometimes going away from what's familiar is the only possible way that we can ever be happy. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, something to think about. Okay. Sue says voice is important. Okay. Sue says finding your voice is important and getting out of hypervigilance or hyperfocus. Yes, that's correct. Do you have suggestions? Yes, the screen is stuck. Okay. Yeah, getting out of hypervigilance is difficult because it's natural. It's a state that you get into when you're dealing with a narcissist, and so if you're doing it for many years or months or even weeks sometimes, it's very hard to get out of it. That's why we get PTSD and all this other good stuff, right? So that's where you start. As far as getting, finding your voice, I suggest starting with writing. I blogged my way out of all kinds of bad stuff in my lifetime. And you journal, and if I wasn't embarrassed to, I'd show you the big giant pile of notebooks to my right here that is full of all of my ideas that helped me find my voice just in the last week or two. So, yeah, write. I say write. If you don't want to write, I say talk into a recorder or paint or go out and just talk to people in the world. Just find people that are on the same level as you and like that there. Okay. All right. Am I back? Can you guys see my face? Oh, I'm good now. Okay. Okay. All right. Hey, Joanne. She says she's in class. She'll watch the replay. She'll watch the replay. Thank you, Joanne, when you get back to see me. Hey, girl. Hey. Okay. Ted Berry says pick and pick. Am I still pick and pick? All right. Mariam says, thank you, Susan, by the way. Mariam says, the ex-narcissist completely discarded me in December. After that, he was gone without any answers. He blocked me everywhere, but still kept in touch on WhatsApp. Yeah, sure he did, because keeping in touch on WhatsApp means that he will hoover you when he needs you. He's putting you on, on ice so you can be supply later. Delete him if you can. I would move on. I would discard him now and don't let him get back into your life. Obviously, you're too good for him, girl. All right. Diana Doherty. Frozen, I'm sorry, but we can hear you. Okay, well, I don't know. I'm probably way behind. I'm going to keep talking. All right. We know what you look We know what you look like. You just look bored. Okay. All right. Okay. All working. Okay, good. Hello, Natasha. Natasha says, "Hi, Angie. I recently met a guy that I really like. I'm hearing that his father is narcissistic. Is it hereditary? There's a big chance that his son." Okay, that she's asking, is it possible that because a man is narcissistic, his son would also be narcissistic? Certainly, it's possible, of course, but it's just as possible that his son could be an empath. It depends on where he falls in the birth order or how he was treated as a child. Was he the golden child, or was he the scapegoat child? Was he the forgotten middle child? Those things would help to know. How is his relationship with his father? Does he still act like he wants to make his father happy? Does he still try to live up to everything his father wants? Does he let his father make choices in your relationship that you should be making, not him? Does he let his father affect the way he treats you? These are questions you should ask yourself. Okay. Shordera. Hello, smiley face. Donna Doherty says, yeah. Okay, wait, what was she saying? Yeah, to let me roll back up there. See, I have the worst short-term memory today. Okay, let's see. Donna. Oh, she must be talking about the hearing of seeing and all this. Okay. Okay, Kanisha, wait a minute. Did I skip Kanisha? She said I was good. Okay. Kanisha, did I miss your question? Wait a minute, I'm looking for it. Kanisha, do me a favor and put your question down there right this minute, and I'll go down and come back up to it. Okay. All right. Okay. Lind Jet says, I just turned 18 and just got out of a 3-year long relationship with my high school English teacher. He followed the stages of love bombing down to shaming me. Wow, that's terrible. That's illegal, FYI. Illegal. Did you tell your parents? If you just turned 18 and you have any proof of that relationship happening before you were 18, I'm pretty sure you can still get it handled by the police, and you should, because I have children who are going into high school in the next few years, and as a parent, I don't want that dude in any school with any child. Thank you. And you have been abused, and I hope that you reach out to your parents and or any other support network that you think is appropriate. Your minister at church or your counselor at school. If you're in college right now, I would go to your university campus medical counseling center or whatever they call it there, and I would get some help because what you've been through is, in my opinion, abuse. And regardless of your quote unquote relationship status, you were a child. It's illegal. Please get some help. You need some help for yourself, and you need to let people know what that teacher did to you so that they can be out of out of that school. That's not acceptable at all. Okay. How do I deal with the guilt I feel for a man that preyed and destroyed me? You should not have any guilt. And I know that that sounds that sounds impossible, Lind. This is our 18-year-old I'm talking to, everybody. You were 15 years old when that started, and at 15 years old, you are not legally or otherwise really capable of making the decision to become intimate with an adult man. And a man who is in a position of being your teacher is put in a position of trust, by your school district, by your parents, by everyone who has anything to do with you and any other student. And I'm telling you, I feel as though you have a certain responsibility to at least tell your parents and the school what has happened, because that teacher should not be in class with other students. He may be stalking other people right now. Please do that for me. Okay. As far as the guilt goes, Lind, I don't think you have any guilt to take to yourself. I think that you need to recognize you've been abused, and you need to really work toward letting go of the pain, but helping yourself to be healed. I want you to get some help from a counselor, is what I want you to do. At the very least a coach, but I really feel like at your age you need a therapist. I would go see a therapist. But talk to your parents. Please talk to your parents and talk to your counselors at school or your minister at church, somebody that will help you. Please do that. Please do that for me. Okay? And I would love it if you would email me at angyatkinson@gmail.com and tell me when that's done. Okay? Thank you. All right. Donna Doherty has the really cute little party poppers. I like that. Thank you. Kanisha says yes. I assume that she can see me. Okay. Ted, I'm louder. Is that better or worse? Am I too loud? Okay. All right. Hi, Angie. Thanks so much for your videos. This is Sherry. Hi, Sherry. I'm currently dealing with a narcissist who uses our son as a way to control our relationship. Hearing what you have to say is so grounding for me. Good work. Thank you, Sherry. I'm glad that it's helpful. I know that it is very difficult to co-parent with a narcissist. But this is what I would say. Gray rock the ex and stay focused on being the mother that you want to be to your son. I would say parallel parent as opposed to try to co-parent. Just do your parenting, and as long as he doesn't get too far out of hand with his crap that he's doing, I mean parenting, then, parallel parent. It's hard, but it can be done. All right. Let's see. Susan says, how can you call it a final discard when they won't leave you alone. Well, Susan, I don't usually call it a final discard. Every now and then there's a final discard, and that I've noticed that when a final discard is really a final discard, a lot of times it has to do with the fact that you are not a primary supply, that you may have been a secondary supply without knowing it, and the primary supply has thrown a screaming fit. But is there ever a true final discard with a narcissist? I don't know. Maybe if they die the next day. That's not funny, but it's true. Yeah. Um, okay. Okay. Let's see here. Kanisha said, oh, wait. Kanisha. Okay, wait a minute. I feel like I missed something with Kanisha's thing. Okay. Live with her. I don't. Oh, okay. Try to keep up, everybody. I'm sorry. Okay. Okay. Stephanie says, did I miss somebody now? Kanisha, did I skip? Okay. Okay. Stephanie says, my husband is doing narcissistic abuse now. Angie said it made sense. Good, thanks, Angie. And Stephanie says, I can see what's going on. It helps to know what's going on. It does, but it doesn't always. I mean, it doesn't completely resolve the problem. Being aware of it is definitely the first step to resolving it. And once you can understand it, then you can learn what you need to do to overcome it, and you can actually have the strength to do that if you choose to. So, I find that to be helpful at times. Okay. Um, okay. Ashley says, what do you do when you're being harassed out of the blue, 6 months, no contact, and ignoring doesn't help? Call the cops. That's harassment. That's what I'd say. If they're harassing you out of the blue, after you don't talk to them for 6 months, block them. And if they're showing up at your house, call the police. Tell them that you don't want them at the house. They're harassing you. They're stalking you. They're doing all these things. Call the police. Get a restraining order. That's what you do. Yep. Mariam says, I broke my no contact in January after that, and after that he was bad. To me, I kept asking answers, but he just refused to answer me. Then in February, he agrees to meet and gaslight. Now again, he says he'll meet me in March. Why do you need to meet him, Miriam? What are you trying to meet him for? I'm just curious. I'm just wondering. What are we trying to meet him for? Why do we care where he is? Tell me. I'm not sure. Okay, Empty Moon retracted their message. I wish I could see that anyway. That's no good. Let's see what that is all about. Okay. Let's see. Um, let's see. Okay, Kanisha, you said live with her, but I can't. I feel like I've missed something on yours, and I keep looking for it, and I don't see it. So help me out. Okay. Vimberly Ellis says my narcissist is a mama's boy. He sleeps with her, dances with her, won't do anything like that with me. Hit the road, sister. That's not your guy. That's weird. How old is he? That's weird. I don't. I don't understand that at all. That's not normal. It's not healthy, and it's not necessarily just a narcissist thing. I think there's way more beyond. That's more than narcissistic. There's something else there, and I would run really far and fast unless you're like, that's not healthy. That's what I'm gonna say. Okay. All right. Stephanie says I need to get away, but it makes it harder for me because I have a brain injury. Oh, honey, very highly functioning job before that. Okay. Do you have disability, or do you have a caseworker that could help you to find a different place? I know that if you're on disability, you may have a social worker or access to one, and that would be something that you might want to look into. If not, if you've had a brain injury and you have any sort of social security, or um, like if it was an accident and you got an insurance settlement for it, I would talk to someone through one of those, your doctor's office, find a mandated reporter. I'm sure someone can help you get away if you're in that situation. maybe you could look into finding a roommate, or if a friend has I don't know how many kids you have or what your deal is, but I'd need a little more information, honey. I'm sorry. Okay. Tyler says, okay, he doesn't drink. This is we're talking about Tyler's stepfather here. Just a bad personality. No drinking or drugs. He's shoved me when I tried to get him off the couch hard, injuring me, and had swung at my mother. Oh my God, cracked her skull, hitting a door, shutting a door, avoiding a conversation with her. Why is your mother still there if he cracked her skull? How old are you, Tyler? Spill the beans, babe. Okay. Oh, Kanisha, I just found your comment. Thank you. But let me read this one from Marianne. That's right above it here. It's just hard for me to let go, and I cannot change the place I work. We live in the same city, same community. What should I do? Well, you know what? I think you have to use intentional thought management on this one, Miriam. So you're going to have to stop thinking about things that you can't control. Stop focusing on what you can't control. And unfortunately, he's one of those things. Start focusing on what you want and what you can control. So if what you want is to be happy and whole and healthy, focus on that. When he's around, pretend that he's not. If you have to work directly with him, treat him like he's anybody else. Don't look him in the eyes. Look right between his eyes on his forehead if you have to see him and speak to him. Don't give him any supply. Don't let him see you sad. Don't let him see you cry. Gray rock, gray rock, gray rock. And always look freaking fabulous if you can. It always helps me feel better too. Not that I do today, but anyway, that's another story. Okay. All right. Kanisha, here we are. Finally, I'm so sorry. Let me say it again. I'm so sorry, Kanisha, for missing it the first time. She says, it's hard for me. Oh, wait a minute. She says, I found a way to start my mother's smear campaign against me. Oh, and she is so mad, but I'm a little happy. How did you start your mother's smear campaign against you? Do you mean that you stopped it? Or did you? I need you to tell me some more. That sounds kind of funny. Okay. Stephanie says smear campaigns. Yeah, smear campaigns are difficult. They definitely are. And the best thing that you can do with the smear campaign is to calmly state your side of it once, and that's all. And then just ignore it. And if people say, oh, they said they saw you run around naked on Main Street last week, you'd be like, do you really believe that about me? And if they say anything other than, of course not, walk away. Unless you are the sort of person that would run around naked on Main Street. I don't know. I'm just saying. All right. Let's see. Daniela says, is it normal to have a lot of hate toward your ex? How can I overcome all of the emotional stress? Is it normal? Yes, it is. How can I overcome the emotional stress? Let me ask you a question. Let me just tell you, okay, a couple of things. Number one, sometimes the anger is healthy because it helps us to not stay focused on how much we love that person. And when we're in that phase where we're kind of still in the middle, we're like, do I want to go? I really know better, but I might still do it anyway. Do I want to go back? No, yes, no. This is the time when you are totally like, you need to hate him, go ahead. I encourage that. But when you get past that point, you have to let go of the anger and you have to let go of the hate. One of the things that I tell everybody all the time that really helped me was I was in a situation. I got out of the situation. I was so much happier. This is when I was 19. And it was a situation with roommates and very toxic bad things happened. I got out of the situation. I got my own place. I was so much happier. Life was so much better. And then I still found myself angry all the time. And it was killing me. And so what I did was I ended up writing a letter to the person that hurt me. And I wrote every bad word I wanted to say and every mean thing I ever thought about them and all the things I'm in my head about it, how much they hurt me, everything else. At the end of the letter, I said, even though I don't think you deserve it, I'm going to forgive you because I need to let go of it for myself. It's not about you. I'm forgiving you. You're forgiven. Boom, done. Signed the letter. Originally planned to send it, didn't need to. Instead, I burned it. I felt 100% better. Try it. It works sometimes. For some people. It's worked for a lot of people. It worked really well for me. Okay. Ashley says, why do they harass you after they pushed you out for someone else? Aren't they supposed aren't they supposed to have been happy? Yeah, Ashley, you would think so, huh? Yeah, no, they do that because they like to hurt people and they want to make sure that they still have, one finger on you just in case they need you again for supply or whatever. Okay? All right, let's see here. Tyler Light says, thank you for the compliment. My mom is an amazing woman who divorced a narcissist. My father did drugs and abused her. This is what makes it harder for her, I think. I totally understand, Tyler. Um, you you have to. It's a very difficult spot. I wish that I could. I wish I knew how old you were. You look a little bit like one of my children, and so I feel like I want to help you. Um, I think that your mom is. I'm glad that she's there for you. I'm glad you guys have a good relationship. I think that's going to be both of your saving grace. I would. I think that the best thing you can do is speak to her about how you feel and let her know that you are there for her and you love her and you'll do whatever you can to help her. Um, Depending on how old you are, maybe I don't want to tell you to get a job if you're only 16 or 17 in school still, but if you're over 18 and you're somebody that can work and help her out financially to help while she gets on her feet, maybe you want to do something like that. But she has to want to do it. There's nothing that you can do to force her, but you can certainly tell her that you'll be there to help her and that you want her to be happy and things like that. You never know. It could change your life or hers. Something to think about. Okay, let's see here. Carla says, hi Carla. She says, I came upon you a little while back. I've been watching and I figured out my whole life and was filled with a narcissist mother. Ooh, with narcissists. Oh, I see. Her mother, three husbands and boyfriends. Now I'm 51 and totally alone, thrown away after I was used up. Carla, I've heard people say things like just like this even recently. But I'm just here to tell you 51 is not dead. 51 is still young enough to start all over again and have the life you should have had all along. Okay? I suggest to you that you just give yourself a break from dating for a while and start focusing on what you want and what feels good to you. I would hang around lots of women, and try to feel connected to other women and even men if they're cool people that you get along with well enough. People of the same kind of spirit that you want to be. Okay, the people with good energy for you that feel good around you that make you feel comfortable, and I would just start enjoying your life, maybe for the first time ever. Okay, just give it a try. I promise it helps. Do something that makes you feel good. All right, SM, she says, how do I just accept it is what it is and then not let it get to me? I know it's hard. It's a process. You literally have to teach yourself to think that way, okay? So for example, if you want to change your mind about something, let's just say you decided that you want to think the sky is green, okay? Every time you look up at the sky, when your mind tells you the sky's blue, you go, nope, that sky's green, and eventually you'll see the green sky. I know that sounds silly, but that's how it works. So you have to change the way you see it, and you have to, every time you think about, that person left me, or that person isn't with me, and I want that person, then you have to go, no, I don't want that person. That person is what they are, and that's what it is, and blah, blah, blah. You just change your mind. You think something different. I like to go like this. Like, if I have a thought about something I can't control, oh, why won't they love me, or whatever, I like to say to myself, I now cancel that thought,